Wait a minute.
You know they're out there, don't you? the Stone Fist, you can have a neurodivergent person and disabled characters in your mediums. Oh, it's pretty! It is so pretty! I love it! Yay!
My name is Bloodthread Shears. I am also known in the dance world as Oriana Amal.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? Hello everyone, good morning, and welcome to my stream. I'm Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short, and today we're going to be finishing up, hopefully, when the night comes. We're on the home stretch of the game, and I'm very much looking forward to finishing this route. Once it is done, I'm going to be taking a break from it, just so I can have some time to finish up some other games off stream, and try and figure out why I can't play Okami on stream. So, because I would like to finish that game on stream. So, I am just going through some planner stuff and checking off all the things that I have done so far today. Because I want to get done taking Dago around the block, stretching and rehearsing choreography, and pressing seams. And while I may not be dog sitting for some time, I'm putting myself together a very packed week so I can get some things done. I'm looking at my bedroom from the office, and I see things that definitely need to be cleared up. So I am planning for that, and tomorrow is tidy up day, so I should be able to get that done. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So I hope everyone has had a lovely weekend, and if not, feel free to come in, to lurk, to say hello. This place is meant to be a place where you can have some respite. You can vent, respectfully of course, and you can relax for a little bit before going about your day. So I'm going to put this back in my bookcase, so give me one moment. Okay, so today is going to be a fairly low-key day again. I have my London fog. I managed to make a very nice one, because I forgot that I had lavender Earl Grey and some heavy cream for some frothiness. Cheers! So, before we get started, the usual announcements. The stream schedule is scheduled for 10 o'clock and will be up on my Twitter. All times are Eastern Standard Time and Daylight Savings. So, what I have planned for this week is mostly sewing, and on Sunday, a little change and turning my hands purple again by working with Pinky, the spinning wheel. I'm going to try and finish up whatever spinning fiber I have in my box, and I will spin that up, ply it, and then do some setting of the twist. If you were around for when I did blocking for the Knitting 101 basics, similar premise, but a little different. You soak it either in a gentle wash and a bucket full of tepid water, and then wring it out, hang it, and let it dry. The only difference is I put it on a hanger with another hanger to hold it nice and taut, with a couple of cans of soup in a bag. I like to get a little bit extra yardage and to make sure that the weight helps direct all of the moisture out. And I'm looking forward, since it is summer, I can put out some stuff in the sun and have it dry fairly quickly, barring any kind of extra moisture or any kind of rainstorms. Today it's supposed to rain, so I'm looking forward to that. And I know that sounds like a very weird thing, but it's very calming when you have a window open and you hear the gentle hiss of rain. So, and also because next month is my and my mother's birthday month, I will be plugging my Ko-Fi quite a bit. I want to see if I can get to the $2,500 goal by the end of July, which is my birthday. I am a Leo, I am a Ruby. I don't put much stock in astrology, so... And the last person who tried to do a star chart gave up. So, there's that. But, let me put this over here. I've been struggling to try and keep my desk organized and clean, especially in the chaos of sewing. But if you would like to help me reach that goal, there's never any pressure to do so. But if you have the coin and you want to help, here's where you can find it. All of my updates for the Sophie Dress project will be for one-time and continuous supporters. And there's also a $1 tier if you just want to help keep the lights on. If I'm able to get enough people to do that, I might be able to actually pay my bills with no issue and help support my mother. At higher tiers, I will be having a Discord server, which I know I've been working on for some time. I'm still trying to scope out bots and everything and save up enough money to hire somebody who can consult. This way I have a very nice, very protected community server. I am thinking of putting up a general area where folks can come in, say good morning, and put in clips. Because I know for a fact the bots for Streamlabs and Nightbot have been very, very fickle. I've been working on it. I've been trying to figure out what the heck is going on with it. I have whitelisted clips, so I don't know what's going on. So to circumvent that, I probably will do a general area for those who just follow me here and want to put clips in. So do keep an eye out for that when it goes live. I will be making a lot of noise doing so. So, I have also a YouTube channel. I'm putting up a lot of my VODs there, and I am planning on doing short little videos as a recap for the Sophie dress. A lot of it has been going on TikTok, and I'd like to actually move some of those over to YouTube as well. I'm not going to do the shorts. I don't really understand it very well. And I'd rather just be like, here's the recap, in case if you didn't want to watch hours and hours of the progress. Totally understandable. But if you do want to watch the whole thing, that'd be pretty cool. So you can find me on YouTube as Blood, Thread, and Shears. I have the tags for Sophie Dress Project, so just look that up and you'll find me. So look forward to seeing a lot of the VODs from games I've played, Mockup 2.0, and just regular chatting stuff if I feel like sharing that. So, you know, the whole thing, like, comment, subscribe, subscribble kind of deal over there. I'd like to see if I can get it to 100 subscribers, because that way I can monetize it, or try to monetize it. But yeah, share the stuff, let people know that I'm on there. So, and on to the Sophie Dress Project. I mentioned yesterday that I am working on the sleeve cuffs and the waistband. This is one of the sleeve cuffs. I trimmed it down to how much that I needed, and I also have pieces that I trimmed just in case if I messed up. So here's to hoping that when I put this on, and I will be sewing it by hand, that all goes well. Knocking on wood, chase the evil eye. So, yeah. But I am enjoying the fact that pressing my seams is very relaxing, if a little tedious, but mostly relaxing. So, and it's also been very cool to see how professional everything is looking. Give or take a few mistakes that I've made. It happens. So, anyways, I'm going to actually turn off the music, because those were all of the major announcements. Community board, I'm still compiling reputable resources, especially for local resources here in New York. So if anyone has any questions about that, please feel free to contact me on Twitter. And I have been sharing resources and making sure that they are reputable and it is not misinformation, especially for protests, for finding reputable resources for abortions and reproductive care. So please keep an eye out for that, and I will be compiling an entire resource that can be a simple command for chat. So let me turn off the music. Okay. Do a quick temperature check. Like I said, my laptop has to have temperature checks and ice packs this season. And let's boot up when the night comes. So while it's doing that, I hope everyone is having a lovely morning or time zone. And my question for the morning is, what are your plans for today? And what you drinking down there? Okay. OBS, you're being a butt again. So let's load up the game. And I just need to take a quick bio, so I will be right back. Alright, so I am back and I have snack. This way I don't get dizzy. So... Alright. To recap, because we went through quite a bit yesterday. We were at Finn's place in the catacombs with Ezra after passing out from defeating what we thought was the evil monster, but turns out to be a hunter, which has some implications that we're gonna find out about. We spent the night with both of our love interests, had a very lovely time. I paraphrased the entire thing, because no, if I were to narrate all of that, I don't know if that would be break TOS, or I would probably spontaneously combust. I'm a very thirsty pair of shears. I know my brand. That being said, woke up, shared expressions of love, got interrupted by a very mischievous vampire friend, left to go to work, talked with Elaine, Omen's sister, then talked with Omen himself about the implications of what was going on, and let him know that, hey, you didn't know the impact of your actions were gonna have, so it's okay. We also spoke to Alcar about the whole situation with Harry, and we are going down the condemnation route because, by the looks of it, Harry has really screwed up, and that's not a big good thing. That sounded so much better in my head, but I'm waiting for the caffeine to kick in. After talking with him and letting him know, yeah, we're gonna condemn this guy, he basically had said, look, I'm glad that you are not like everyone else, which has its own implications, but we're gonna put that in a box and put it on the shelf for now, and now it brings us to Ezra's shop now that it is morning. So we're going to be talking to quite a few people before going up and confronting Harry when he eventually comes back into town. And that has been the recap. Now I need another sip of my tea because, oh boy. London fogs are amazing, more so when they have lavender in it. Hold on. Captions check. Check 1, 2, 3. Son of a biscuit. Hold on. There we go. Okay, cool. Had to poke the captions for a second. And now we continue with the story. The sun shyly disappears beyond the horizon as I step into the magic shop, passing what I assume to be Ezra's final customer for the night with a smile. He looks exhausted when I catch his eye across the counter, but he still smiles warmly when I approach. You look tired. So do you. Ezra huffs a quiet laugh, and Coco peeps loudly at him, appearing from between his feet with her usual attitude. He rolls his eyes before looking down at the feline, raising a dark brow at her almost accusingly, and that brings us to the counter. Like I said yesterday, the rolling of eyes. I wanted to see how many this game has. And Wait, oh no! Did the command not work? Oh no! Hold on. Okay, cool. Everything is needing caffeine today. No, absolutely not. She chirps at him in return, and I swear she almost looks angry. I'm sorry? Sorry, it's nothing. Then he gently nudges Coco with his foot, and with a defiant flick of her tail, she darts through the purple curtain into the back room. Cats, huh? He picks up a pile of books stacked by the cash register and inclines his head for me to follow him. I oblige, watching as he pops each one of his... Wait. Watching as he pops each one of it in... Each one back into its rightful place.
How was your day? You feeling okay?
He turns, eyeing my side, knowing full well his magic has healed me perfectly, and yet still finding time to worry for me. Though unconsciously, I still press my hand to where the wound once lay, almost a phantom ache settling deep in my ribs. As if my body is aware that there should be something there. Physically, I'm fine. The last book gets pushed into the between its shelf mates, and Ezra turns to face me fully, concern etched upon his face.
Just physically?
You need to figure this out before everyone gets hurt. I clear my throat, offering him a clipped smile. I just feel like I'm in limbo with the whole Harry situation. I'm supposed to be on my way to see August right now, and yet you can't bring yourself to go. I shake my head, letting my hand fall numbly to my side. Still, I fight to keep the true extent of my worry off my face, pretending that the hurt, bitter undercurrents of the knowledge I was burdened with don't leave me feeling nauseous. For now, the only thing I can do is be honest, but try to be strong. For them. For all of them. No, I can't. I love you, I think. My stomach twisting unhappily at the thought of anything ever happening to Ezra, to Finn. Suddenly, annoyingly, I actually find myself understanding Finn and why he distanced himself. Target is on my back, or will be at least. As long as Ezra stands so firmly by my side, he'll be collateral damage. Won't he? He steps forward quietly, cautiously, knowing me well enough by now to see the way I'm falling apart. Wordlessly, he takes my hand, brushing his thumb over my still bruised knuckles. Let me make you some tea? He dips his head, and his pretty emerald eyes sparkle. I'd like that. He laces our fingers together and leads me into the back room. I spare the stairs a glance as he busies himself with filling the kettle, wondering if I'd get away with scurrying up there and hiding beneath his soft sheets.
You know, I can quite literally see your thoughts and where they linger, and as much as I'd love to do exactly as you desire, you happen to be a very important person, and I'd have Gus casting a storm above my shop if I keep you here.
The kettle whistles quietly on the stove as it begins to boil, and Ezra smirks at me, turning to head right for me like a cat stalking its prey. He places his palms flat against my chest, his warmth seeping through my clothes down to my skin. He dips his lashes invitingly, and they fan atop freckled cheeks, pink creeping over his russet skin. Now, I've mentioned before, we're going full thirst ahead.
A kiss wouldn't be so bad, would it?
No, it would not. Are you trying to distract me? He steps closer. Our noses brushing as he hums quietly in faux contemplation.
Is it working?
Is it working? I can smell a hint of vanilla, of mint, sense that almost long to spark some long-lost memory in me. I draw in a deep breath, filling my lungs with him before I lean in to close the gap that dares part us. The low whine he muffles against my lips makes something bloom fierce and bright within my chest. A deep need spikes sudden and fast and hot within me, and my brain short circuits as it tries to think of all the places I could push him back upon in this tiny kitchen. Table, sofa, countertop, wall. As if he could detect my skittering, filthy thoughts, Ezra fists the front of my shirt, tugging me closer. Our bodies seem tight enough that I can feel every gentle shift of his lean muscles against me. Then the kettle whistles, loud and obnoxious, tearing us both from the little fit of desperation we've kissed ourselves into. He steps back as if he's been shot, hands held up in surrender.
Oh. Whoops. It would appear that you've almost successfully coaxed me to do exactly as you desire then.
I exhale sharply, adjusting my clothing, watching as he turns and grabs the noisy kettle and yanks it off the stove. Sorry. He hums, purrs even.
You never need to apologize for that.
I need a drink. I usually never go for bergamot in my tea, but today, yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. The tea is poured into his pretty little cups and handed to me in an almost shy smile. And we take a seat upon the table. I run my hands through my messy hair, trying to tame it, as he watches me with a fond gaze over the rim of his cup. Gus will be with you, won't they? I imagine you and them will be more than capable of handling anything Harry tries to throw at you. I've been meaning to ask. He sets his drink aside, crossing his arms upon the table and staring me down with those wide, wise eyes. How are you going to approach him exactly? I mean, you've had time to process all of this. A little, anyway. So, quick reminder, we're going down the full condemnation route. And, oh shit, the primaries are tomorrow. Okay, cool. So tomorrow's gonna be very busy. I bite my lip, almost wanting to hold back the rage I feel broiling and bubbling in my chest. The things Harry has done. The things the enforcers have done. Centuries of pain and suffering, tearing children from their families and turning them into monsters. I'll put a stop to this. Finish it, once and for all. He reaches for me from across the table, taking my hand in his own and holding it tight.
You'll be careful, won't you? Promise me that.
I study him for a long minute, wanting to respond immediately and with conviction, but I'm unsure of what I might come to face. I'll do my best. We sit in silence for a little while, only to have it broken by a quiet tapping. I look around, then down, and realizing where it's coming from. Underneath the floor. Of course. Finnegan. Ezra and I share a smile, and I can tell his heart leaps in his chest just as mine does. We both stand, and Ezra reaches to unlatch the lock that keeps the opening to the catacombs locked, while I pull back the rug that covers it. When golden eyes appear in the darkness, I feel a chill roll down my spine. Hello, lovers. Ezra rolls his eyes, shoving the vampire aside with his shoulder as he kneels to close the hatch. And that's another for the eye roll count.
I came as soon as I sensed you were here.
Never one to miss out, are you?
Certainly not. So, what did I miss? Ezra and I share a look, a smile. And I know the witch will let me have my time to discuss Harry with Finn in my own time. Oh, nothing. Just drinking some tea. Shears is on their way to see August. Finn crinkles his nose at that, apparently unimpressed.
I was hoping I could steal you away for a little while, actually. Not for anything nefarious. Fierro simply longs to speak to you.
Oh? Oh. Does he have more information? He shrugs.
I'm not sure. He's not exactly a man of many words. If he's asked for you, then I'd take it that he has at least something to tell you.
He definitely isn't just wanting a friendly chat, that's for sure.
I see. Well, considering I'm definitely still avoiding going to see August, we can go now. I'd be more than happy to escort you. Coming, Angel? Ezra shakes his head with a sorry sigh.
I need to get the shop ready for tomorrow. Don't have too much fun without me, will you?
Finn takes my hand, tugging me towards him and pressing a kiss to my temple. You know I don't make such promises. We say goodbye to Ezra, watching as we descend down, down into the depths of the catacomb tunnels. Underground. I am Dork. Hear me flail. He curls his big hands around my waist to help me down, and I brace myself with palms splayed against his chest. He looks at me with a wicked grin, and I can't help the way my body sets alight at the contact, coiled, breathless anticipation sinking deep into my bones. Easy does it. I hate the way my whole body betrays me, because of course it does. I can feel the way I can come alive for him. Smug little bastard. With a scoff, I playfully push him away, and he stumbles away dramatically, clutching his chest.
Your words sting, dear hunter. Now, follow me.
A shadowy figure waits for us outside of Finn's quarters, and I smile when I see a shock of white hair and friendly crimson eyes. Hunter, it's a pleasure to see you again. It's good to see you too, under better circumstances this time. If I look hard enough, I swear I can see his mouth twitch. Fierro studies me with certain intents for a moment, and I feel a strange sense of calm washing over me, but... He frowns, a blink and you'll miss it thing, but I see it before his face falls into that carefully calculated stoicism. I think I have to remember how I did Fierro. Like, and also, Fierro... No, I'm part Italian. I'm so used to hearing Fierro as Fierro with the R's rolled. I don't know why, but that grates me so much. Okay, so I remember his voice was like very low. Like very much in the chest, and... La la, oh, got it. I will not keep you long. I just wanted to thank you for finding me. I owe you a debt of gratitude for assisting with my extraction. I gather you'll be meeting with the Lieutenant General soon. I swallow thickly, my throat tight all of a sudden. There it is again. That uncertainty, that push and pull of conflicting emotions that swirl in my gut and almost suffocates me. I nod a little too quickly, and though Fierro doesn't show it, I know he can feel my unease. I will be, yes. Whenever he decides to show his face. Fierro scoffs at that, leaning against the jagged stone wall with a perfect kind of handsome nonchalance that many could not achieve.
If he ever decides to again. If I was him, I'd have left town the second the first body turned cold.
Fierro continues to watch me, his stare unwavering. Well, sooner the better. I'd quite like all of this to be over. Indeed. Fierro nudges him with an elbow. Finn nudges him with an elbow, and Fierro barely shifts, holding himself like some ancient statue. An almost unnerving stillness. Tell them what you saw in the dungeons before you were rescued. Let me take a sip, because doing Fierro requires stoicism and almost Mr. Rogers level of patience. Okay. There was a lot of commotion down there the night you killed the creature. They were unorganized, clearly distressed. I watched carefully, and I saw something strange. A hunter, or what once a hunter. Now, I'm not so sure. I pale at the thought, remembering the way the creature looked at me as it lunged, teeth bared, and the way that my body told me I was fighting one of my own before I ended its life. His life. It was female, of that much I am certain. She was wailing all night as they shoved her back into one of the cells. They must have been in a rush, because they weren't as cautious in hiding her as they had been before. She's more whole than the other one, but whatever they've done to her, she's too far gone. Lacking her humanity. Feral, even. I've never felt anything quite like it. An impossible flurry of pain and confusion, but mostly anger. No. Finn steps forward, seeing the way my eyes widen and my hands begin to shake. I can't face another hunter. I look at Finn, noting his concern over the way my heart lurches in my chest. I nod at him, exhaling a sharp breath to refocus. You're sure? The quiet vampire nods, his lips pursed into something that looks like an attempt at a grimace. I'm certain, and I'm also sorry. It's fine. It's unexpected, actually. Just hurts to hear, to have it confirmed. I nod. We will not let you face it alone. You will never be alone. Fiyero shares a look with Finn before nodding his agreement. I will leave you now. Thank you, Fiyero. He offers a stiff bow as Finn pushes open the door to his quarters, making a beeline for the carafe of scotch upon his desk. I smile fondly from outside the room, registering how relaxed he's become around me, and how at home I feel here with his clan. A cold but gentle hand rests upon my arm, and I meet Fiyero's stoic, scarlet gaze. He speaks quietly, but his words hit me hard enough to knock the breath out of my lungs. I know his heart may no longer beat, but it is no less capable of breaking. I open my mouth to respond, but words fail me. With a final look, Fiyero disappears into the darkness. Whatever he sensed in me. The thought that I could hurt Finn hurts me to my core. And I gather my thoughts before I turn and head to join him. I close the door to Finn's quarters behind me, taking stock of the crumpled sheets upon his bed, remembering the warmth and finding it strangely endearing that Finn hasn't bothered to tidy them since I reluctantly dragged myself from them this morning. He appears clutching 2 glasses filled with his favorite poison, and he huffs a quiet laugh, shaking his head at me.
Why make the bed when It's surely just going to get messy again, hmm?
I mean, I need a drink. Oh boy. I scoff, biting my bottom lip to stifle a sly grin that threatens to curl out. I'm still getting used to that new awareness of him. Low and thrumming and constant in the back of my mind. When he smiles, I fall apart. Any glimpse of his fangs coaxing a memory of the dull ache. The sight of him with my blood upon his tongue. Cheers. I clear my throat, noticing how dark his eyes have gone, black rimmed with cold. Yes. He takes a sip of his drink, his tongue brushing over his lips to chase the taste.
I am not hungry, but I can be if you wish.
Oh boy, okay. Water. Oh. Please remember to hydrate and also get water. I place my hand over my throat, over where he marked me, and he laughs. A low and satisfying rumble. Come, sit with me. Would you like one? Looks like you could use it. I know we're on the job, but today is... I pry the crystal tumbler from his grip, nodding my thanks as I bring it to my lips. It's delicious, refreshing, and has just the right amount of burn as it slides down my throat that I almost forget my troubles for a blissful moment. Thank you. He raises his glass towards me before he takes a sip of his own, humming his approval. I miss being drunk, you know? Just the peace it used to bring me, which wasn't necessarily a good thing, but oh, did I have my fun. His laugh is wistful, and I wonder how long a vampire lives before they begin to forget the human days. I daren't ask him, for I don't want to sour the mood, but one day maybe. Surely there are ways for you to become inebriated, even if it's not quite the same. Finn shrugs. Sure there is. There are many ways, actually, but the buzz wears off before you can really enjoy it. Besides, there are other ways to find pleasure. And I'm somehow sure you've explored them all. I laugh at the way he waggles his brows, his pointed ears twitching alongside them. As he watches me, his smile fades. His dark brown, wow, words, okay. His dark brows drawn together. He sets his glass aside and moves to stand in front of me, reaching for my hands with his own. When his fingers close around mine, like the anxiety I wasn't even aware of has been sated. The world almost doesn't feel right unless I'm touching him anymore. Then, the press of his body as he tugs me close is the best kind of medicine to combat every jumbled thought that crosses my worried mind. You know what also helps? Talking it out. If you are able to, and you have somebody you can trust to talk it out, get it off your chest. From personal experience, it helps. And we'll go into that in a little later. I'll talk about that once we're done. He presses his iron palm into my face, and it almost feels like he's staring deep into my soul.
Something plagues you.
I can feel the wonderful shift and bunch of muscles beneath the soft fabric. And when I ignore his question and instead bury my face into the crook of his neck, he smells like a dying sunburn. Funny, considering he hasn't seen the sun in centuries, but it's a warm scent, and even though he himself is so very cold, I'll be fine. Finn huffs, the hairs on my temple rustling at the gentle gust of breath. He brushes his lips over the shell of my ear and murmurs low and deep.
The beat of your heart betrays you, Hunter.
He drops his hands to my hips, gently pushing me away. I know he could listen if he wanted to. Could just let himself hear what I'm thinking, the thoughts that drown me. Lexi, what's the matter, baby? Come here. Hold on 1 second. Lexi, come here, baby. What's the matter? You're scratching up a storm. Lex, come here. Let me get your collar. This way you can actually do some scratchings quietly. Okay? And pull. Whew. There you go. Go in your pillow, sweetie. There you go. Good girl. Okay. But he doesn't. Instead, letting me decide if I'd like to share my woes. I think about Fiero's words to me as he slipped into the darkness. I'd give anything not to hurt Finn. But I have to do what I feel is right. This doesn't just affect me, it affects everyone. There's just so much riding on me. On the decisions I make. Like, I never expected to carry such a burden in coming here.
You shouldn't have to. It isn't fair, what you've had to endure. But you were the strongest and most capable hunter I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. And I have known many in my time.
He smiles, tilting his head.
I wouldn't want anyone else deciding my fate but you. Lunaris is lucky to have you on its side. But I am the luckiest man to be able to call you mine.
Oh boy. We give kisses in this house. Consensually, of course. But yes. Mine. Hearing that word, that confirmation, even though I already know that he's mine and as I am his, it derails my thoughts in an instant. There's an ache in my chest that unfurls for him, like a flower at the first touch of rain, and I lean in to brush my lips against his. He kisses me with a ferocity I feel right down to the tips of my toes, as if every press of his mouth against mine would further solidify his love for me. Finn groans and swipes his tongue deep into my mouth before I tease him, nearly breaking the kiss, but letting Finn chase me back into it with a low growl. He tastes like whiskey, rich and warm, and I could get drunk off of that alone. The need I feel is a living thing, nestled deep in my bones, and when Finn surges closer, closer, I wonder if it's really possible to lose myself from wanting someone this much. Dramatic, maybe, but I'll be damned if I care before, because if temptation were a living thing, its name would be Finnegan Casimir. Finn murmurs against the slick tangle of our kiss, sweeping large hands down my sides.
Stay. Stay with me.
I am so glad I did not wear headphones for this. I'm okay, Lex. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby. It's alright. I'm fine. I'm just a bisexual disaster. Good girl. What a good girl. Good girl. Quick context. I trained my dog for when I have my not so good days to comfort me and prevent me from doing anything to myself. So that's why she was crying. But oh boy. Ooh, that Yep. This game is a gift. Oh, if I could. I can't. I have to make a choice. I have to meet with August. Finn pulls away with a sorry whimper, a sad look in his impossibly pretty eyes.
Very well. But you'll come back.
I'll come back. And bring that witch with you. I laugh, smiling. I'll kidnap him for you. For us both. Finn carefully snags my chin and lifts my face back towards his own, bringing our mouths together in approval. The kiss shattering in its gentle intensity. He drops his gaze to his lap, his brow twitching into a frown. Now, tell me, what do you intend to say to dear Harold when you finally faced him? His eyes search my face as if looking for the answers I don't know how to give or don't want to give. Oh, there we go. So again, we are going for the full condemnation route. I ponder my response because, truly, my thoughts are still jumbled, anxiety mounting. But one thing I know for sure is that what Harry has done is doing is wrong. I'll confront him and expect some straight answers. Excuse me. I want to know why he did it.
I just ask that you're careful. No sound-minded man would make the decisions that he has. Of that much I'm sure. You don't know how he'll react to being confronted.
He's right, and somehow that thought hadn't crossed my mind. But Harry cares for August deeply, and they will be on my side. I'm not sure Harry would want to bring harm to August, or even to myself. Finn looks at me like I've grown a second head.
He's directly responsible for the death of his husband. You and August are just collateral damage at this point. He killed Levi, and that seemed like an impossible feat to me for a very long time, centuries even. He's strong.
He had James to help him, didn't he? Finn scoffs, and I can tell his frustration is mounting.
You've seen his face and that pretty scar? He fought Leviathan Casimir, and he lives to tell the tale. And my sire? He's Ash. I spent centuries terrified of him, watching him terrorize whole countries just for fun.
I stare at him. In the strange way, he almost vibrates. Is it fear? Something long ingrained in him after the hell his sire put him through, that mere thought of the man has him shaken like this. Harold Addington put him down in one night with the same ease in which he puts his boots on in the morning. You will not take this lightly. You will be careful. I'll be damned if Ezra and I are going to lose you after all of this. I smile, swallowing the lump that forms in my throat as I try to reassure the vampire that sits before me, wounded by the thought of losing me. He's lost so much, so many people that he's loved as he loves me. I cannot even begin to fathom the pain he's endured in his long, long life. He loves fiercely and without hesitation, and maybe that is a worse curse than his immortality. Finn, I love you, and I promise I will do my very best to stay alive. Finn rolls his eyes, his lips set in a grim line, but twitching traitorously, and that's going up on the eye roll count.
You'd better. I'll be terribly lonely again.
In an attempt to lighten the mood. You know, Raven was right about you. You were very mopey. Finn's eyes widen almost comically, but when he sees my smile, he relaxes.
I could bite you, you know?
I tap my neck. Yes, I'm aware. I remember it quite fondly, actually. He growls, still pouting, and it's adorable and not at all frightening as I'm sure he hoped it to be. I suppose I should go then. I don't exactly sound convincing, in fact. I think I'd be quite happy to stay down here and hide from my responsibilities for a little longer. But I must be responsible, unfortunately. Finn shifts his hand, running a hand through his hair, rubbing at his chin. He's twitchy tonight, showing more signs of humanity than I'm used to from him. smile at him, reaching for the handle of the door. I've fought much bigger, much scarier things than Harold Eddington. As the words leave my mouth, I feel terrible dread washing over me. And Finn notices.
Never underestimate your foe, especially when they have nothing to lose.
I love you, and I'll see you later. I love you too, Finn. Farewell, Hunter. I find August in their office, staring at their desk. It's ripe with papers strewn in different stacks, but without its usual method. They look worse than usual, look despondent, almost as if they've given up being prompt and orderly, but I know that's not the case. August is adept at keeping the flow of reports moving quickly, a stickler for punctuality. I tap the door once with my knuckles, and they grant me permission to enter with a lazy nod of their head.
Days like today make me wonder if I should just pack all of this in and run home to my parents with my tail between my legs. Or maybe become a nomad or something.
I know that's not true, but the defeat in their tone makes me think they've been like this for some time. I don't think the nomad's lifestyle is quite for you, August. They huff a laugh, sighing heavily, uncharacteristically slumped in their chair.
One day, hopefully soon, we'll be free from the shackles of all this corruption. I'll bring order to Lunaris, or I guess I'll at least die trying. I've never been very good at quitting.
I poke at the seemingly never-ending pile of parchments and take a seat before them, pointedly ignoring their macabre declaration. Alright, what's all of this anyway? There seems to be more than usual. August shrugs, waving their hand dismissively over the mess.
Take your pick. Reports, complaints, and all of the petty bureaucratic bullshit that Harry usually deals with.
I so graciously offered to take some of his work off his hands when James passed. Their lips curled into a snarl, teeth bared, and their next words almost venomous, distinctly lacking emotion. Aren't I kind? They're tired, frustrated, overworked, and apparently overcome with bitterness. In one way, I'm grateful. Seeing them upset and so downtrodden over Harry. Hated it, but this mood doesn't suit them. I truly long for a day when I see them well rested and appreciated. Alright, August, I just want to know you're gonna be okay. You're working yourself to the bone. Another dismissive wave of their hand, and I gather I'm not gonna get much more out of them. I will be fine. I have to be, don't I? I watch as they pinch the bridge of their nose, their weak argument not at all that convincing. A quiet knock at the door grabs our attention, and a timid junior pokes their head around the frame, awkwardly raising their hand at August. General Willenheim? They raise their brow at him, their impatience clear. What? You asked me to let you know when the Lieutenant General returned? Well, he's in his office. I just saw it. Thank you, recruit. You can go now, and do not tell anyone what I asked of you. I see the heavy bob of their throat, and the flush that paints their cheeks as August quickly moves to stand, and with a nod, the boy scurries away. August and I share a look, and I wonder if they're thinking the same as me. That we're not ready. Or that we don't want this. Scared of what we'll learn and that it'll all become real at long last. August placed a trembling hand upon my arm, their eyes wide and bright. And when they speak, there's a sort of magnetic edge to their words, their voice.
I need to know how you feel about all of this before... I need to know because I cannot make up my mind.
They tighten their grip on me, and for the first time since I've known them, August Willenheim looks scared. I feel something thick in the air, a kinetic shift, an almost suffocating buzz. August, breathe. They exhale sharply, and their aura is distinctly panicked. I place my hand over theirs and feel a shock as our skin meets. But my touch calms them enough for the air to clear. So I relent and don't pull away. Hey, it's okay. It's going to be okay. No, it's not. It's not. They shake me off, pacing, angry tears trailing down their cheeks.
Everything I worked for, everything I've ever stood for. I saw him as my mentor, a man who raised me with a kindness my father would never even dream of showing me.
Was I so blinded by that affection that I didn't see the evil in him? Again, full condemnation, and you didn't know. I shake my head, knowing August is not a bad judge of character. Harry is just good. Good at manipulating, or spectacularly talented in disassociation. You weren't to know, August. None of us knew, or could possibly dream it might be him. They scoff, rolling their eyes.
I followed him about with doe eyes, lapping up any scraps of approval he dared to lavish me with. I've always been desperate to be acknowledged and told I'm doing a good job. He gave that to me in abundance.
I don't believe he realizes that what he's doing is wrong. But that doesn't excuse it, nor does it make you complicit. August laughs at that, a maniacal sound.
No one evil ever sees themselves as so. I've encountered it enough to know that much.
We stand in silence for what feels like forever, both of us gathering our thoughts, our courage. This isn't going to be easy or marginally fun, but shall we? Before I get a chance to finish my sentence, I hear the all too familiar heavy thud of boots in the corridor. And then Lieutenant General Harold Eddington appears in the doorway, smile upon his face.
Good evening, both.
Unconsciously, I find myself tensing, bracing for what's about to come. If only this man was a hunter, someone I could read past the look on his face and basic human cues. If Harry's an evil man, he's adept at hiding it. His smile is kind, even now, and I wonder if he has any idea of the situation he's walking himself into. Sir? Harry nods at me, his eyes flickering to August, who is quite visibly distressed and poorly attempting to hide it. I look at them, offering them a clipped smile, and hoping it might help him help them keep them together. My brain is not there today, I apologize. Lest we begin to both fall apart. Harry, it's good to see you looking well. Their words are forced. Harry doesn't appear to be planning on staying long. His gauntlet, longsword, and coat remaining in place. Instead, he eyes us both as he crosses the room, stopping in front of the fireplace that flickers invitingly.
I have to apologize for my absence. As I'm sure you can imagine, I haven't exactly been in the right frame of mind to hold the whole country on my shoulders, let alone Lunaris.
I'm sure it's been very difficult for you.
They're struggling and mostly failing to keep the exasperation out of their voice. At this point, I wonder if it's just easier to tear the bandage off the wound, expose the rotting flesh, lest August truly cast a storm upon this building. I step forward, and August stands quickly, their chair scraping along the marble floor.
Is something wrong, Augustus? You don't look well.
Yes, I want to say, they are falling apart, much like your town, your country. I quickly wade through the dark tangle of emotions that threaten to engulf me, and I clear my throat. Sir, we need to talk to you. Harry nods, still poised, and apparently completely clueless. I look to August, and they're in no state to initiate this conversation. Their hands are shaking, and I gather that we're just seconds away from a messy display of untamed magic. Hunter? Harry looks between us, finally focusing upon me when he sees that August is a lost cause.
Speak. Now. You're beginning to alarm me.
We're aware of what you're doing and of what you've done. The dead hunters, the missing hunters. He blanches, his skin going pale, but he's no fool. And Harry shifts from someone who's just been caught with blood upon their hands to someone painfully in denial in a split second.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ordered you to Lunaris to solve this mess, and you stand here and accuse me.
August scuffs, loudly.
And you will stand here and lie to us so easily?
What evidence do you have of the supposed indiscretion you accuse me of?
He says it quickly, defensively, but the words are heavy upon his tongue. Then I use the most powerful weapon I possess. James. Harry freezes, turning pale now, all color draining from his ruddy cheeks, his eyes wide with shock and fear and pain at the utterance of his husband's name. I swear, if I listen closely enough, I can hear the furious pounding of his heartbeat as it tries to tear free from his chest. He swallows thickly then. He laughs. Though it's a manic sound. The laugh of a desperate man. You spoke with him again. For the briefest moment, I feel sorry for him. The way he looks at me almost longingly, desperate for even a scrap of information of his dearly departed. It seems selfish that I would be the one Jay would choose to communicate with. But he was a good man through and through, and he would see Harry's mania, knew the right thing to do. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick save. Why won't you let me save? There. Haha. Okay, so if you're lurking, please continue to lurk, but question for chat. Do we tell him that James still loves him? Or do we tell him that he wants his husband... that James wants his husband to stop with the bullshit? I went with the he loves you still in my off-stream run, and again, full context, I did a off-stream run to check for content warnings. So, what do you think? Because I'm curious to see what happens if I tell him he wants you to stop. So, there is that. So, let me actually check something really quick. I did do a safety save. I'm indecisive. This is... oh boy. Ooh, choice paralysis is a bastard. Okay, so... Okay, so we're gonna have to... oh man. If there are any mods in chat, would you be willing to put up a poll? If any mods are in lurk mode, please disregard. I can actually... I'll do it on my own. Because I feel a choice paralysis coming, and I'd like to not have that. Oh man. So let me just take a quick sip. Hold on a sec. I am gonna actually put in a poll. So... there we go. So let's actually go for 2 minutes this time. This way we don't have to worry too much. Okay. So the poll is up on whether or not to tell Harry he loves you still or he wants you to stop. You can use bits or channel points if you'd like. Have at it. Like I said, I normally keep a backseat policy on like a no backseat policy on lock, but for this, I am literally throwing this over to chat. I have no idea. I'm gonna actually switch over to game cam. Cause I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh boy. Okay, so we have 1 vote for he wants this to stop. I'm like keeping an eye on the polls because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Ow. Ooh, my knee. But during this time, while the poll is going, we got like less than a minute to go on it. I am... let's check. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have the answer, and he wants you to stop. Thank you so much, chat, for putting in your vote. Games like this are always choice paralysis for me, so it's helpful to have this. And I've never went down this road, so this will be fun to see. James doesn't want this, Harry. None of us want this. You have to stop now, before it gets even worse. I look at August, and they're still seething, their jaw tightly clenched, hands balled into fists at their side. They suck in a breath and drop their gaze from Harry, as if they feel too much shame in looking at him. For a fleeting moment, Harry looks wounded.
You must stop, Harry. It's already gone too far.
He frowns, dropping his gaze, but there is no warmth in him anymore. Not even the disapproval of his lost beloved can shame him now.
I will see it through. I have to. I owe it to mankind.
You disappoint me.
If anyone has had a parent who says, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. Disappointment is worse than anger in my book. Ooh. Whoa, no butt surf, no butt surf, no butt surf. Lexi, hide the butt surf. Oh, hold up. OBS is doing a thing. Hold on 1 second. It's ice pack time. And I'm also going to plug my Kofi because in order for this to work, I have to keep my laptop cool and make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have no idea why my stream is staggering. Give me 1 second. Encoding overload. Why? How the hell are this? OBS, why? I literally have nothing else open. Okay. So, actually, we've been going for almost 2 hours, so I do want to take a quick break. So, again, I strongly encourage folks to take care of themselves however they see fit. Whether it is to get up, walk around, stretch, have something to eat, have some water, take your medication. Did you take your meds? This is your reminder. Giving your furry, scaly, or feathered friends some scritches and love, however you see fit. Be sure to take care of yourselves, and I will be right back. So I am back. Lexi has gone outside. I got myself another mug of drink. And let's get back into the game. And doing a quick temperature check. If I can just not have my boob touch the spacebar. Yay! This is with a laptop cooling tray and a giant ice pack with a sheet of paper towel underneath it. Keeping this cool. And this is how I do streams and play games in the summer. So let's get back into it, shall we? Okay, so we've already got the "you disappoint me." Let's continue, shall we? August's words are venomous, biting.
Tell us what it is. The blood? The elixir they gave to them when they're merely children?
Harry drags trembling fingers over his face, and in that gesture he could easily be that 20-something enforcer that I saw in my dreams. Looks lost. He closes his eyes, and when he next speaks, I can hear a lifetime's worth of pain in his voice.
Of course it was. Is. What else could it possibly be? It's always blood, isn't it?
Oh God.
I am sorry I've hurt you, Augustus. I thought you might understand.
August bristles at that, and I sense a seismic shift in the way they hold themselves. The angry swipe of the silent tears that streak their cheeks, and magic swirls about their fingers in messy undulations.
I thought you a friend. A father, even. You've killed people. Our people. We swore to protect them as they swore to protect mankind. We're responsible for them. They put their lives in our hands and trust that we will not put them in danger.
I take a step closer, placing myself in front of them, between them.
We take them from their families when they're children and raise them to believe we're giving them the chance to save the world. When all we gave them was a curse, you took advantage of their trust in you. And you sentenced them to die the second you placed that vial in their hands and told them to drink.
Harry watches them with an almost deluded level of disbelief, as if he couldn't possibly imagine August defying him in such a way.
And what of mankind? They'll overrun us one day, sooner than you think.
I place my hand upon August's arm, tugging gently at them as they move to step forward towards him. But August shakes me off.
I'd rather mankind die an honest death instead of turning into fucking monsters.
They shove a finger in Harry's direction, their cheeks pink with anger.
You are wrong.
Their voice is a rasp of itself, a lost, almost childlike pain threading through their words, harsh enough that Harry flinches. Though his expression is startlingly cold.
August, do you not see? I wanted us to be on even footing. I came to realize how unfair it is that they hold such an advantage over us. They can do things we could never dream of, and we have these hunters just at our disposal. The untapped potential that lies within them is beyond anything that we can imagine.
Then he turns his gaze to me, and he smiles.
Do you realize what this could mean for you? How much more you could be?
Then he makes an almost arrogant, greedy noise, In that moment, I see the Harry that I thought I knew, that August thought they knew, turn to ash. Replaced by a man driven by frustration and now grief.
Instead of asking, "Am I ready to take on our enemies?" you would think, "There is no stopping me."
Deplorable. Unforgivable. Oh no! We're going full condemnation route? We are going full condemnation route. You answer for your bullshit. Oh no, I don't give a shit. You don't fuck with kids like that. Like, the hell? When the initial rush of commingled horror and fury wanes, I clear my throat and address Harry with as much confidence as I can muster. Tell us what you did to them. How you did this. So we know how to undo you. Harry appraises me, clearly not impressed with the tone which I give him, but he considers me regardless.
You're curious to know how I made them better? How I can help to even the odds?
I am. Tell me how you made me better. I try to feign interest, hoping to appeal to Harry's arrogance. He might have been driven to desperation, but I can see his tells. He's proud of his idea. He hums a sound of approval and begins.
A hunter is just a vessel, well-trained and disciplined, not always worldly, but refined to kill. We have provided you with nothing but the best tools to take on your target. Even the most meager of whelps are turned into seasoned soldiers. Resilient individuals, remarkable results. However,
He sighs, disappointed.
remarkably uninspiring.
I can't wait to punch your face. Please let me punch his face. Disgust wells up in my throat at his callous comment. Remarkably uninspiring, you say? The anger I feel is matched in kind with August. Their aura is palpable, the air brimming with electricity. August is no hunter, but they were raised to be the best, conditioned to be nothing but the best. It was practically written at their birth. Oh, wait,
I know it's upsetting, but please know I'm not disappointed. We merely mean to uplift you with the initiation. It was crafted to prepare you and protect you. We do not go into the field without knowing the danger, and we all experience loss in some form or another.
Buddy, you have the money and the means to pursue therapy and grief counseling. You could have went that route. His speech cracks for a mere second. I know. I know of the loss he speaks of. I've seen it. But is that enough? As quickly as it goes, his posture uprights again.
The elixir is a means to a promising end. It threads together the strengths of our foes without the consequences of their inherently evil nature. By imbibing this, it gives hunters the edge they need.
Harry continues, and he's enchanted with his own words. To be better than them is what he considers passable, means change to us. I wouldn't be surprised if he told us he just was disappointed in our human design.
The drawbacks, or curse, as you would so inelegantly put it, is merely an unfortunate side effect of its blessing. Like all science, there is trial and error. I have seen the errors and made strides to correct them.
Harry, you cannot have science without ethics. You cannot have science without ethics! This is what happens when empiricism does not have the checks and the balances of ethical procedures. Oh, oh boy. I cannot wait to punch him in the face. Just like the Chimera. I think Harry might be irritated with how plainly I lay out that I already know, but instead he nods. Something like respect crossing his features. As your speculations have led you to believe, yes, the Chimera is such a result. And then his face drops at the name. Clearly, you're perceptive of how much this is still in question, but bear in mind that this is a sacrifice for me too.
And why didn't you take it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, why do you take it? August finally finds their voice again. It's hoarse, but venom spilling from every word.
If the consequences were so great and you were so desperate, then why didn't you take it upon yourself? Speaking of sacrifices like you count them as your own, but you still used others for your own means.
Uh-huh. Playing with creation by his whims and tossing aside the victims as unfortunate accidents. You okay, Lex? Do you want me to take your collar off? Come here. You don't have to be on camera. Well, here you go. Ooh. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah, this please. Thank you. Here. There you go. Lie down. Lie down. Alright. Channel the anger of wanting to punch this dickhead in the throat. How are we expected to believe in your sacrifice when it barely comes across that you understand where we stand? You used us. Harry looks to the both of us, this time without remorse, and the scene is playing out unfamiliar. I don't remember Harry looking so scornful.
The sacrifices are my own. The blood is upon my hands, and it is a burden I am willing to carry if it means we can defeat them. I am expected to lead them, to guide them, make sure our path is set straight.
You can reduce yourselves to mere tools if you wish, but for what I do is for the greater good. Oh yeah, sure it is. Sure it is.
I may not partake in all your battles, but that does not mean I don't lose myself in this war. Besides, I'm not worthy, am I? I'm no hunter after all.
He turns back to me and now raises his chin, staring past his nose at me. You're just pissed off that you didn't pass your initiation like your husband did. And you're making everybody else suffer. That is bullshit. That's... Ooh, my Long Islander is coming out right now. That is some serious bullshit, and I have... nope. You're gonna get a punch to the throat and hot coffee spilt upon your head.
Tell me, Hunter, provided you had the choice to find a way to protect the things and people that you love as I have, would you do it?
Would I? The question rattles around in my brain, as do all the other words I have stood witness to. But more quickly than I had thought, my gut responds. Would I do everything to protect Finn and Ezra? Absolutely. I would. There's a pause and Harry exhales. His eyes flutter shut, and he smiles with some relief. When he opens them, they are less harsh, more inquisitive to us, though the three of us are having a trivial spat.
Then you understand why this must continue, and, most importantly, why I expect your full cooperation.
Oh no, I'm going for full autistic bluntness. It's like, ha ha ha, fuck you! No! You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. Don't DMCA me, please. Okay. The look August shoots me is sharp, incredulous. Their expression cracking open to reveal vulnerability I've never seen before. It's beautiful, but frightening in its own way. As if I can hear them say, no, don't. I hold their gaze, hoping that they can see what I'm doing, that they trust me. Please. They exhale sharply, their eyes frantically flickering between Harry and I. Then they nod. It's quickly enough for Harry to miss because his focus is upon me and me alone. I'm the one he needs. I nod, but I do not utter the words because if I did, I'd be lying. Apparently, it's enough to fool him because Harry smiles. August and I stand in stoic silence. The air is still heavy. Their hands are balled into fists at their side, and they take a deep breath before they move to the seat at their desk. Still raw, like an open wound, an exposed nerve, and it will be for a while. I don't know what to say or do, but I do know that I need to be here for them. I take a seat opposite of them, and I simply let them ponder, hoping I'm somewhat of a comforting presence. Eventually, August sighs heavily, slumping in their chair uncharacteristically. You should go home and get some rest. I gather none of us will be getting any in the coming days.
You're probably right. Now let's go. I cannot bear to be here any longer.
With that, we both stand, and August's hands lingers upon the door handle, their gaze longing as they stare back at the empty office. You'll be back, August. They frown, as if they don't quite believe me, but long to. Let us hope. I offer to walk August home, and I'm glad that I did when we passed many an enforcer on the way out of headquarters. Some gaze upon us with pity, but others glare with disdain. August keeps their head down, eyes on the ground, but I make my point to keep my chin up, head high. You will not defeat us. As we draw nearer to August's house, a familiar figure skids around the corner, her chest heaving.
Fucking hell, you're both okay. I heard in the wolf that he's back.
Yes, he's back. And he's lost his damn mind, apparently.
Piper raises her brow, eyes flickering between us. Oh, yeah, no shit. She weathers under August's sharp gaze, her expression softening. She takes a step closer to me, her fingers twitching at her side, and I take the initiative, stepping forward and taking her hand. Her posture immediately changes, her tension melting away. Are you really both okay? He didn't do anything other than prove just how guilty he is. August moves from foot to foot, restless, clearly longing for the comfort of their home. August, go ahead, if you're okay alone. They look relieved and nod gratefully.
Don't think I'm being rude, but I very much want to just collapse into my bed.
Be safe. They offer us a tired smile, and they rest their hand upon Piper's shoulder in passing, a gesture of comfort. We both watch them go, their strides slow. They're a shadow of the confident August we know. Then I turn to Piper. She looks at me with wide, hopeful eyes.
What the hell happened in there?
I take a deep breath, knowing the blow will hurt, already bracing myself for the impact of her response. I know we already had suspected it, but... Piper quickly holds up her hand, her expression twisted and angry.
It's fine. You don't have to say it. I can already tell by the look on your face.
Then she softens. There's nothing we can do for her? I shake my head, and her hand falls back to her side. Her fingers curled into a tight fist, knuckles bleeding white. All we can do now is hope to put her out of whatever misery he's inflicted upon her. It'll be a kindness. She looks right through me, a single tear trailing her cheek. A kindness. Piper, did you want to talk? No, I should go. I reach out to stop her, taking her arm. Piper, we'll finish this, once and for all. Too fucking right we will. And with that, she carefully pries herself free of my grip and disappears into the darkness. I contemplate my next move. I could drag myself back into my room and drown in my misery alone, I suppose. They say hunters sleep with one eye open, but enforcers sleep with two. And you don't get as far as Harry without paying full attention. There's no use hating him, not now. I've seen what I need to in order to make my choice. And yet, it still hurts, and the strategic part of me loathes the cold silence I've given him for an answer. Conscience makes your work harder. My mentors used to tell me. They weren't wrong. It's always been worth it, though. Especially now that I think about Aya and Piper and August. Still, weren't wrong. But there are only two people I truly long to be with tonight. Finn opens the door before I knock, as though he sensed or expected me. It's probably a bit of both. I'm grateful to see that Ezra is here, just as I suspected he would be. And Finn reaches for me, the cool press of his fingers against my skin, soothing me in an instant. I'm reeled in, tugged against the broad plane of his chest, and the door quietly clicks shut behind me as I sink into his embrace.
Those with blood on their hands always get what they deserve.
I carefully pull away to look at him, but just a little, and loath to finally leave his arms. They do. Ezra approaches, smiling softly, reaching out to cup his hand into my cheek. They do. Come. Ezra takes my hand and guides me over to the bed, and I take my seat upon Finn's dark sheets beside him.
We were both so worried when we heard Harry had shown his face. I'm just glad to see you're okay.
I squeeze his hand, and we both watch as Finn fumbles to grasp something from one of his many bookshelves. He presents a wooden box, kneeling before us and placing it upon my lap. I run my fingers across the curling vines that are lovingly carved into the lid, and Finn nods when I seek permission to unlatch the lock. Inside is a trove of trinkets, sketches, letters. I pull out one of the charcoal drawings, recognizing it as one of Finn's immediately. The style the same as the paintings that adorn Ezra's kitchen wall. It's a portrait of a boy, happy, smiling. He's beautiful. Finn smiles, taking it from me and running his fingers over the parchment. Ezra watches him so fondly, and I gather he's been shown this particular box of keepsakes before. Maybe he even has a place inside. Gabriel. The first thing Levi stole from me. I keep these things because sometimes I need a reminder of why I want to be good.
It's not easy to push down the baser urges and instincts that are ingrained in us. Creatures hunt and kill without question or hesitation. So to take the nefarious route when it comes to dealing with those who have wronged you is the simple solution.
He meets my gaze, his eyes bright in the candlelight.
To have the power we have, and to have the solution to all of our problems laid out before us like a neatly wrapped present, all it would take would be one tug of the string, and it would all be set right, wouldn't it?
I process his words carefully. To join Harry, gain strength and power to fix the world, would have been so easy. And yet, it wouldn't have been the human thing to do. Finn places the drawing back in the box, closing the lid and resting his palms atop it. You did the right thing in denying him, in condemning him. It may not feel like it while your mind tries to find a new solution. You did do the right thing. Finn puts the box away and returns to his knees before us, unlacing my boots and sliding them off. Ezra makes work of the buttons of my shirt, smiling coyly as he slides it off my shoulders. I don't have anything to sleep in. Finn casts me a look, and I feel heat spreading across my cheeks.
I'm sure I can find something for you to borrow.
This game's a gift. I see the opportunity to tease him, and I so eagerly take it. Something that buttons all the way up? I point to his chest. Ezra laughs, nudging me with his shoulder.
They've got you there, Finnegan.
Finn's brow shoots high, and he feigns offense.
Ha! You've come to the wrong place if decency is what you're after.
I don't know. I think I could rock a low-cut top like that. I laugh, and he moves to join us in the bed, tugging back the sheets so we can all climb beneath them. Finn removes his shirt, passing it to Ezra, and the witch helps me slide into it. I relish in this familiar smell of Finn as the soft fabric drapes across my skin, and Ezra winds his arms around my waist, resting his chin upon my shoulders.
It looks better on you. You should keep it.
And you look better without it. Finn laughs, his nose crinkling in the way that makes my heart flutter, and he lays back, resting his head against the pillow, gazing up at us. As Ezra tightens his arms around me, the bruises that I've tried to bury deep throb, inside and out. Harry's face, his blithe conviction in that this is somehow the right path. A niggling, obedient, insidious doubt in me that whispers, perhaps he's right. Perhaps prices must be paid for our safety. aware it's probably only the only location. I can't see. Oh my god, I honestly thought of you when we were getting to that. I'm like, where is Campsey? I need my fellow friend in thirst. I'm like, I need my fellow friend of thirst. Oh my god. Like, it's basically like the same thing of, I need an adult. Cause, oh boy. Yeah, I had figured. I know they were doing load shedding yesterday. Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully things get a little bit better. Hold on, I gotta do a quick temperature check. Okay. Because I just saw like my stream stagger for a hot second. But yes, definitely go watch the VOD, because I'm just like, and we started kissing and having a very good time. I am not narrating this. Because, oh boy, it's not explicit. It wasn't explicit, but I was worried about narrating that and trying to keep a straight face. Nope, would not happen. Like, if it is at all possible, I will go back and narrate it and make it like a little incentive for Kofi or something. I don't know. All week last weekend got upgraded, then this week until Wednesday, but I imagine they will stretch it out longer. Now I need this game specific. Yes! Yes! Hashtag Campsey needs this game! Oh my god. Like, if you get this game, I will happily jump on voice chat with you. I will jump on voice chat with you and squeal. You let me know. DM me. I am dead serious about this. We could totally make this a thing. Like, my friend in thirst. Grab your drinks. Raise a mug. And flail. Because like I said, this game is a gift. It's got Gideon Emery in it. And gorgeous people. I do wish it was voiced a little bit more, because I never know when the lines are coming in. But yeah, this is a really good game. This is a good, like, popcorn visual novel, I'm gonna say. If I get it, I'd totally be... Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Oh my god. I would love to see your dramatic reenaction. I will just be like squealing the entire time. Okay. Alright, so... I will say this, though. I was so glad I did not wear headphones yesterday for this game. I don't think I would be able to deal with, sexy voices like that, where it's just like in your ear and like I made the mistake once of doing that, and I was, yeah, my dog had to check in on me. Alright, so the next morning when we meet in the catacombs, aware that it's probably the only location in town at this point where Harry cannot have us watched. Everyone's here! There's a growing awkward silence between us. August frowning down at their feet with a sudden, intense concentration. Okay, we'll have to cut the VOD then. Oh yes, please do when you get a chance. It is a gift. It is a gift. This game is a gift. And this is like one of the many options of romances. Like, oh god. I'm probably gonna do the other routes off stream first, so I know content warnings. And if you do get this game, please DM me. I will give you all the content warnings that I have on this route. And like I said, I have the dedication and the time to go through all the other routes and make sure that, okay, this is what's going on. This is what needs to be alerted. That kind of stuff. There's a growing awkward silence between us. August frowning. Oh, I already read that. I almost laughed at the sight of this mismatched group huddled in Finn's quarters, and Finn's eyes are firmly fixed upon Piper, who unabashedly pokes and prods into his belongings. She picks up what I assume to be a very real human skull, staring deep into its vacant eye sockets, then smirking smugly at our undead companion.
This what you use to practice your flirting every night?
Finn grins, shrugging with a conky nonchalance.
I don't need to practice.
Please put your thirsty emotes in chat. Oh my god. I need a drink. Oh. Hold on a sec. I think it's ice pack change time. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to switch this out. All the thirst, all the time. If you hear somebody as hot as that saying, I don't need practice. I don't need to practice. And you have experienced the glory that is their practice on you? You're gonna need some ice packs to cool off. Like, that comment alone is probably is what will break stream. There we go. Hopefully that will work, because I do feel my laptop starting to warm up. Okay. Ooh. Oh, good. The cold feels nice. The cold feels nice against my cheeks. Oh, dear Lord! Sweet, merciful Aphrodite, this is going to be a time. Alright, cool. I think it's starting to slowly cool off. Because I don't know where the other soft thing ice pack is. Like, did I actually put it in the freezer? I don't know if I did. We'll find out soon enough. I just want to check my stream real quick, because things seem to be staggery. What the hell? Ah, there we go. So question for chat. Oh my god, it is at Crisis, so... Which, by the way, if you have coin and you want to toss coin, there's my Kofi. Because we're currently at 15%. No! Hold on. I think it's the encoding. It is definitely the encoding because... Oh, this is bull hockey. I think I need more ice packs. So, hold on one second. Thank you so much for your patience with this because this has been very frustrating. So, hold on a second. Okay, so thank you again for your patience on this. Ah, crap. I honestly do not know why the encoding is going into overdrive. Let me check something really quick. Cause like even in even in like OBS, it's like staggering. Like I normally can see what I'm doing here. Like this is like having a delay and everything's at 100%. Why? Why is OBS all of a sudden? Oh, okay. It tends to happen to me too when my stream's gone on for a while. Okay, that makes sense. So let's see what I can sacrifice to the stream gods. Yeah, you know what? I looked at my bitrate and I have it at 3000. So that would make no sense, right? Let's see. Let's go with... Aha! Let's see if that works. Let us sacrifice things to the streamer gods. I think that is working. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. You, however, we shall sacrifice. Yeah, so, Camsey, question. Was there a new update or an update due for OBS? Let's see. God, I swear, like once my subscription to McAfee is done, I am deleting it from my laptop. So that. Okay. Okay, I think... Let's see, because I do want to finish this game today. I don't recall an update in the last 2 weeks, but it might be worth backing up your settings and checking for one afterwards. I will definitely do so post-stream, so let's see if this works. So I'm going to switch over to game cam. I have literally 3 ice packs on my laptop right now, and like a few layers of paper towel. I'm trying to see, like... Okay, I think it's working. So, movement test. How's your current RAM looking? Not good! OBS is clogging up my memory. No, the CPU. CPU is, like, juggling between 100% and 84. So if I were to, like, move my arms like this, you'd see some staggering. And if I were to hold still, I think my camera wouldn't have to work as hard. Yeah, it is. Like, do remember, my stats for my laptop is 8 gigs of memory. CPU is not the best. And the other things that are in use right now is the game and Chrome, because I'm using it for captions, and I refuse to sacrifice captions for this. Something is wrong if OBS is being a resource hog. Like, I've had my laptop since 2020, like February of 2020, so we're going on 2 years now. This should not be happening. Yeah, and like, hold on. I actually want to check something. It is. It definitely is. Okay. Like... Let's see if that works. So question for chat. I'm gonna do a kill switch and then turn the stream back on. So are y'all okay with that? Just so I can see what's going on with OBS. Because if I were to put up Task Manager, I can literally show you, like... Okay, so let's actually see. Yeah, like, memory is at, like, 89%. CPU is at, like, around 32 to 35%. Yeah, so... Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm pulling a hard restart on OBS. I will be rebooting my laptop, so I think that might be the problem. So please stand by. I will have chat up while this is all going on my phone. So I will be right back in just a second. Feel free to chat and keep me company because this is very annoying and very stressful, and I thank you for your patience for this. So hold on one second, I'll be right back.